This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about Nakobe Dean dealing with a Lisfranc foot injury, another foot injury. It looked like he's going to be placed on IR. Also, I will go ahead and talk about Josh Sweat and Haason Reddick being the best duo, but that best duo might need a vet to come in and back them up. But let's get straight into it. All right, so let's talk about Nakobe Dean, man. Nakobe Dean, another injury. Another injury. Now, this is a different foot, okay? He is dealing with a Lisfranc sprain. It says sources tell me, this is Mike Garofalo, Dean, who called the defensive signals to start this season, will see a foot specialist to determine a course of action, but he is expected to be placed on IR. Can we be honest about Nakobe Dean? Even when healthy, he's been an average or below average linebacker. Hasn't been that good. We talking about one of the worst, I believe like the third worst according to PFF in coverage as a linebacker. And Eagle fans will be lying to you. And I said this in my last video, is that Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham is the better duo. I felt like we was trying to squeeze in Nakobe Dean to see what he got. But if we being honest, Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham should be the starting linebackers. Now, I was watching some film breakdown, and Sean Desai doesn't do any other linebackers justice, because I seen one play where Zach Cunningham was lined up against Tolbert one-on-one. So it's like, do he really line the linebackers up in coverage? That's right. That's why Nakobe Dean coverage numbers are so bad, or he's just not a good cover linebacker. And I mean, he's a decent run stopper. He's decent. He's okay. But Nakobe Dean need time to develop. And the reason why we're watching him so close with a microscope, because we are in the Super Bowl window. So we don't have time. It sounds crazy, but we really don't have time to just wait and wait and wait for him to develop. We got to get guys in who can play now. Now, Nakobe Dean, does this do any justice for his development? No, because he can't play right now. Couldn't play his rookie year. Can't play right now due to injuries. This is third injury in one season. And I know he went on Instagram to emphasize basically like, I never been hurt. Like through college, high school, against Pee Wee football, he never really dealt with injuries, never missed a game. But he comes in the NFL, he's missing games. And I feel bad for him, but at the same time, he shouldn't be given a position because he was a third round pick. Zach Cunningham and Nicholas Morrow are the guys. Now, will he be missed as a depth piece? Sure, because after that, when you think about it, who we got? Ben Van Sumeren, Christian Ellis. Maybe we got somebody on the practice squad because we interchanged them so much, like Brandon Smith and those guys. Maybe we sign another linebacker to the practice squad. I don't know. We will see what we do. But this is bad news for Nakobe Dean. But to say it's going to be a big loss, no. But it's going to be a loss for Nakobe Dean development. But other than that, the linebacker position is what it is. It's Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham. That's who it is. Again, Nakobe Dean in coverage, not the best. Probably the worst. He's the worst out of the three. And he's not the best run stopper. He's not a tackling machine like a Nicholas Morrow or a Zach Cunningham. Just being honest. Okay. All right, so let's get into the other topic I wanted to talk about a little bit. Haason Reddick and Josh Sweat. Two guys that are just dominating, right? So Josh Sweat has 49 pressures and Haason Reddick has 43, which leads the NFL in combined pressures by teammates with 92. Well, I thought Josh Sweat got 50. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe John Clark is wrong. I keep seeing 50, 49. I'm not sure where he's at. And John Clark also emphasized that the Birds' defensive line once again is dominating the closeout games, which I agree with. I agree with a lot. I believe Josh Sweat is playing out of his mind. He should be mentioned in that top 10 type defensive ends. Haason Reddick is definitely top 5. Argue with your mama. He's top 5. And Brandon Graham is playing out of his mind too. Even though he don't have the stats like he had last year, but him stopping the run, him just being that rotational piece in general, he's been really, really good. But other than that, it's just really been those three. Nolan Smith is still a rookie. He don't get enough playing time. And when we decided to give him playing time, it was against the Cowboys offensive line, who was really good. And that's when we decided to sit Derek Barnett, which was the right thing to do, because I hate when they force him out on the field. Who else? We got Patrick Johnson, who is decent. Like I said, he's okay, Patrick Johnson. He's decent. He's not the best. He's not the worst. He's not a world beater. He's decent. But outside of Haason Reddick again, Josh Sweat, and Brandon Graham, we somewhat screwed. And I believe Nolan Smith will develop. He just needs some time to develop. So I want to transition to the next topic. It's a guy out there. He's looking for a Super Bowl contending team, a team he can just sign to. Even if he got to start at the practice squad, he will be satisfied with it. And that's Jason Pierre-Paul, JPP. Once was a Giant. Believe he went to Tampa Bay as well. Won a ring with Tampa Bay. His last stint was with the Ravens, and he had about 3 sacks. And I'm just saying, man, how we didn't make that veteran move. What do I mean by that? Remember last year we traded for a safety, of course, and CJ Garner-Johnson. But then how we rose him like something else is missing. Especially when Jordan Davis went down. He ended up signing Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh. We typically make those veteran moves. Like, even though the guy in Chicago didn't work out, but how we usually do that. And we haven't made that move just yet. And I believe JPP come to the Philadelphia Eagles, a Super Bowl contending team. And it's a very low risk and high reward type thing, because it's a low risk because you sign him to a veteran minimum. He comes on the team. Even if he can contribute 2 to 3 sacks, that will really help behind the Josh Sweat and behind the Haason Reddick. That will be a huge boost, especially in the middle of the season, and you're on the bye, so you give him time to learn the playbook. And yeah, there's really no risk. If he doesn't work out, let's say if he don't, he's on the vet minimum. Just use the guys you already got. But JPP coming in now, I believe he's better than Derek Barnett. I believe right now he's possibly better than Patrick Johnson, and he could contribute more than a Nolan Smith right now, because for some reason we just don't let Nolan Smith on the field for whatever reason. So it would not hurt to bring him in, see what he got. And again, if he's washed, let him walk. Or hell, just keep him on the practice squad. It does not hurt to have him. Because again, outside of Brandon Graham, Haason Reddick, and Josh Sweat, there's really no production out there. Now, do you want him taking potential snaps from Nolan Smith? Not really. But I do want him to take snaps from Derek Barnett. It's time to just get Derek Barnett up out of here. I like that we made him inactive, keep him inactive, and then just sign a vet guy. Because defensive tackle, we're set. Defensive tackle, we can rotate Jalen Carter, Milton Williams. Hell, even if we want to activate Marvel, Jamo, Marlon T is playing really well. Jordan Davis, can't forget about him. So it's guys you can rotate there, but that defensive edge, we are very thin. We're like an injury away from looking bad, because you don't want the defensive line looking bad, because that secondary will definitely get exposed. So I believe you should bring him in again to see what he got. But hey, man, what do you think, and how do you feel about the news today? Look, Nakobe Dean, man, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't want to write him off just yet. But man, them injuries and then not even playing up to par. It's not like it's a Jordan Hicks thing. Jordan Hicks was always good, always nice, but he couldn't stay healthy. And of course, when he left the Eagles, he stayed healthy. But I was actually upset when Jordan Hicks left. I don't feel that, that aspiration with Nakobe Dean playing with us right now. I feel like he should be benched. All right, and also Josh Sweat, Haason, Reddick, and do we need to bring a vet in to back them up? But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm a,